Hey, I can't wait. This is Memorial Day weekend. I'm about to leave the office, and we're going to go for a Memorial Day weekend to 3 places, and I can't wait to take you along. They're some of my faves. The first place we're going to go to is Juniper Springs. Juniper Springs is in northern central Florida, and it is a gorgeous canoe run. It has a livery service, so it's really easy. We're going to go and rent kayaks there and have a wonderful time, and I can't wait for you to see it. Juniper Springs Recreation Area is located in Ocala National Forest, east of Ocala, Florida. It's the natural spring that forms the headwaters of Juniper Creek. It winds its way and eventually ends in Lake George in the St. Johns River. Juniper Springs opens at 8 o'clock and is heavily trafficked, so I'd recommend getting there when they open. There is a $5.50 per person day use fee. You can launch your own kayak with a $6 launch fee, and if you want to use the shuttle service, it costs $12. If you plan on renting a kayak, then the charge is $42. That includes the shuttle service, and you have to pay a $20 deposit that's returned when you return the kayak. You have 2 choices. You can rent your kayaks in advance or get there early enough in the morning to make sure that they have some rented kayaks left over for your use. You go to the front desk and you rent your kayaks, paying careful attention to the number that they assign to you so you get the right kayaks, and take them down to the water's edge. Then you return to the front desk and they will give you a flotation device and your paddles. You can choose either a life jacket or a seat cushion. I strongly recommend the seat cushion because the paddling is long and your bahonkus gets uncomfortable without something soft to sit on. Every time we have gone to Juniper Springs, there has been someone right at the put-in who is examining what you are taking onto the river. So you want to make sure that you don't take anything that could be remotely considered disposable. So you need to have more permanent containers for your drinks, and there can be no wrappers for your sandwiches or for your granola bars because they will confiscate them. Sometimes during the year they have videos that you have to watch before you can go down the river, and sometimes you have classes that you have to take before you go down the river. So just keep that in mind if you're cutting your schedule kind of tight. This canoe run should not be considered a beginner canoe run. It starts off fairly windy and narrow. I've seen even people in my own canoe, fall out. So I don't recommend going to this canoe run if you don't have fairly good skills kayaking or canoeing. Another thing to note is there are toilets at the beginning of the run and toilets at the end of the run, and there are no facilities on the river itself. In fact, you're not allowed to wade in the water, nor are you allowed to fish, so you need to be ready to go from the top to the bottom without a bathroom run in between. This canoe run starts off very clear and very shallow. It gets deeper, but usually you can stand up in the water. The clarity of the water tends to stay fairly clear close to the end, but sometimes I've been in one of the side springs comes in and the water visibility decreases dramatically. I love it when it stays clear all the way to the end. We used a waterproof housing as we kayaked down this canoe run. We found it easier with a waterproof housing than using a dry bag and taking our camera in and out and in and out of the dry bag. Juniper Springs provides a wonderful opportunity for what we call over-under photography. This is photography in which part of the picture is under the level of the water. To do this, we expose for the light conditions under the water, and we tend to set our drive on our camera on high speed and slowly lower our camera down into the water to try to get that perfect spot in which part of the picture is above and part of the picture is below the water. When you get close to the end of the run, meaning there's probably 20 to 30 minutes left, you will likely, depending on the water levels, run into a little set of rapids. You will hear them well before you see them, and they're always fun to navigate.
It wasn't like you were in the back watching. Great trip.
It becomes a time where you just stop videoing and you start paddling. Don't go yet. Not yet. Clearly not yet. I'm having a hard time. Hold on. Oh, God. I'm having a hard time. Me and the vines are one.